Our next presenters are two of the funniest people in America. She stole the show on Saturday Night Live. He was a jobbing actor, career not going that well if I'm being totally honest, who got his big break when I cast him in a remake of a show that I created called The Office. He's now leaving that show and killing a cash cow for both of us. Please welcome the wonderful Tina Fey and the ungrateful Steve Carell!
This is Ricky Gervais, the creator of The Office. And he was always very open about how much he loves to make money and that he was gonna milk The Office for as long as he could. And now we're here with an Australian version of The Office that I will be reviewing. I've watched the whole first season and it's not good at all. It's not funny, but it's hard to compete with The Office. It's the most well-written show ever. And they retell the story for the whole first season. It gets really repetitive. Let's talk about the characters. Instead of Michael Scott, you get a woman! Yay! Which is not a bad thing. It's an opportunity to explore the complexities of being a woman and being a boss. Did they do that? Of course not. She just imitates Michael the whole show.
People ask me, how can I become a great boss? And the answer is having a happy staff that love you.
Mostly the bad jokes. She's always saying things that are not funny. Everyone is aware that she's not funny. But this character that tries to be funny all the time and loves comedy but it's not really funny, it's a very 2005 guy. He's inspired by someone that I've seen many times in my life. This guy who tries to be funny but it's not really funny, it's very cringe. You hardly see a girl like that. She should have been more like Liz Lemon and Leslie Knope. That's my opinion. Someone that tries to do the right thing but in the end is just selfish. And she's mildly inappropriate. She tries to be inappropriate a lot, but respecting boundaries, like every comedy should be. Just make her like a regular boss, trying for real to be good, and that would lead to funny situations. Pam and Jim are now on sales together from the beginning, and the storyline is painfully the same. It's just repetitive. And Dwight is now a secretary and a woman. Dwight doesn't work, the pranks doesn't work. It feels like Jim is harassing the secretary. Why would they have a relationship? In the original, they have to work together because they are both on sales. And this one is a guy on sales making fun of the secretary who's clearly on the spectrum. The pranks feels really weird. Because Dwight, he was kind of aggressive toward his co-workers, while she's not. One of the best characters is Toby. I can't believe I'm saying this. And he's not funny at all. But he's different. And he keeps the boss in check and keep the story going. Anything new felt like a breath of fresh air. There's no stakes in this first season because there's no downsizing. In the original, people were gonna get fired. They were scared, which creates tension that leads to good jokes. In this one, she wants everybody to work in the office and corporate wants them to work at home. So she committed to sell 300,000 boxes by the end of the season to gain something that no one wants. No stakes. There's so many things they could have done to make this show better. Jim and Pam could hate each other because they work on sales now. Would make sense. She could already be broken up with Roy, but no, Roy is still there. At one point, Jim thinks about leaving the city, just like on the first season of The American Office. It's very repetitive. And the episodes, they don't connect with each other. You don't see the evolution of almost anyone outside from the story of The American Office. It's really a cash grab, and I don't know why they did it like that. They could have done a prequel to The Office where we see Michael as a salesman. We would all love to see that because we know he was a good salesman, and it would be fun to see the co-workers that worked with Michael for 5 years. They could have made a show where Michael was young, like Sheldon. Everybody would love to see that. He worked very well with Sheldon. And I feel sorry for everyone involved in this show because everyone seems to be talented. All the actors were great, and the writers, they know how to write. You can see that. They were just being careful all the time. If they were a little bit more crazy, like let's put Creed on the show. They're all in the same universe. There's this episode where Michael Scott meets David Brent. So Creed being in the office on Australia, it would be on brand. Make the boss be a fan of the documentary. This would also be on brand. Just take some risks. That's the video. Nice seeing you guys. Goodbye.